Hi everybody in Taiwan, hope things are good. Enjoying Glenallachie?
Well, you're a legend in the whiskey area, so it's such an honor to have this interview with you. So, can I ask, what is the secret of Glenallachie having so many achievements in these few years? What is your secret?
What a difficult question to answer. But I think principally what we discussed earlier is that I was familiar with Glenallachie before we acquired the distillery, but importantly we kind of understood the direction we wanted to take the brand in, and to generate an understanding that Glenallachie was going to be quite a big sherry style brand as we took the brand forward. So no great secret, a lot of hard work to understand the inventory we required, a lot of sampling of all the various ages, and we created our own kind of in-depth Bible of what we had and how we had to engineer the quality and the style of the brand that was our ultimate objective. And I think we've already said somewhere that our absoluteness is not to pursue absolute consistency. We want to pursue absolute perfection.
So would you call yourself a perfectionist? Is the current circumstance of Glenallachie meet your expectation?
Well, I do think I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and there may be some conceit attaching to that, but you have to pursue the ultimate best that you can achieve. Yes, what we inherited was what we expected. Quality was good. It was in a variety of very good wood, and the journey we've been on, and the journey continues. We will continue to pursue absolute perfection. But where we have achieved, we probably have achieved 90% of where we want to be. And in every kind of challenge, the last 10% is always the most difficult. But we have definitely bought a ticket for that part of the journey. And I think that's where we are now. We are looking at the last 10% of our quality objective.
So I think there's still room to improve.
There is always room to improve.
Wow, that's cool. So Billy, were you a chemist before entering the whiskey industry?
Yes.
Yes. I
qualified with an honours degree in chemistry at the University of Glasgow. And for the first 4 or 5 years of my working life, I worked as a pharmaceutical research chemist, which was interesting. But I came from a whisky town, town of Dumbarton, and it was almost inevitable that I would be attracted into the whisky industry. And so the start of the whisky industry journey was with Hiram Walker Ballantynes. And I have to say that chemistry has been a very useful background to be in the blending industry. It gives you a really in-depth understanding of what the important building blocks are to achieve the kind of flavour profile that you're looking for.
Yes. So transparent about your recipe because of you were a scientist before. So you're willing to give out the recipe of your casks.
Generally, you have to understand who your audience is and what your customer base is. I think we do understand the kind of set that we operate in. We choose not to compete and won't compete with the big boys like Chivas and Diageo. The audience we have and the kind of consumer we have is knowledgeable and inquisitive, and I think it's quite important that we provide the kind of formula makeup, the wood management that we actually build into these products. And they appreciate it and understand it. Indeed, they ask more and more questions. And the more that audience asks that questions, the more they become ambassadors and fans for Glenallachie.
Yes, I think people are willing to know what's inside this whiskey.
Yeah, and it's important to know it. And that kind of customer will continue to be a customer if you provide the right information and you connect with them. They are going to be on your side.
Yes, yes. So there's a rumor saying that you can just tell if a combination of the two casks is good by just smelling at it, not like tasting it. Is that true?
It's almost true, but you know, it's a long answer to this question. And people ask, is blending and nosing, is it a science or is it an alchemy? And in truth, it's somewhere in between. But in my own case, I have enough kind of instinctive understanding from experience to know how to combine the various styles of woods. So the first approach to producing the kind of product we're looking for is feeding from my instinctive knowledge. Then we look at the combination, and we'll do various formulas to better understand how the mix is coming together. But when we come to the nosing and the tasting part of the experience, the nose is not necessarily to differentiate good against very good, but what it will tell me is if there is an imbalance in something we're doing, and that will tell me we need to retrace our steps and start the journey again with a little bit more knowledge. The tasting is important. The nosing differentiates the good and the very good, and the tasting is the final experience. Has it come together well? Has it given me the correct mouth feel?
Yes.
Does it have the substance, the richness, front, middle and back? And in truth, a lot of that really is down to experience.
Yes.
So I mean, right now we're looking at the pilot we did for your 13-year-old cuvee, which is sitting in front of us. And my immediate, we've done some kind of pilot preliminary work already. My immediate reaction is to...
So what is your favorite way to taste a whiskey? Can you teach people in the camera how? Like smell it and...
Well look, the important thing is, first of all, you should allow it to sit with a cover, so that the aromas are stabilizing, coming into equilibrium in the headspace in the glass.
Okay. For how long?
Well, you know, the length of period is not that important, but you know, if you leave it for 15 to 20 minutes, it's probably a good period of time. And then if you kind of swirl the glass, you're kind of energizing the kind of aroma in the glass, so you're getting plenty of opportunity to capture it in it.
And more aromas coming out.
Yeah. So we're nosing actually, at the moment we're nosing at bottling strength, which is 55%. If we're really wanting to pick out some of the kind of complicated notes, bring down the strength a bit, and so you're not suddenly, if you add the water, you'll see that there are some more complex notes beginning to appear, and normally we would bring it down with the right measuring equipment. We bring it down, we're at 55%, probably bring it down to about 30% to nose effectively, but it does open up the spirit. Yeah,
I think it opens up the whiskey, the flavors.
Gives you a much fuller delivery of the kind of organoleptic notes.
Yes.
And it's also quite a good strength to take the first taste.
So just a small sip for the first taste?
Yes.
Yes.
Just don't overwhelm your palate. Allow it to swirl around and just open up all the various taste buds that you have in your mouth.
Yes.
And better to do this early in the day, where your palate is fresh and crisp and clean. Best time, we think the best time is around about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning. You've not complicated things by having any kind of powerful food to blind your taste characteristics.
Yeah, that's what a professional do in the morning.
Yeah.
Taste the whiskey.
What we're picking up here is all kinds of flavours. The primary flavours are butterscotch, vanilla,
yes,
coffee,
yes,
chocolate mocha,
and honey, yes,
honey, and there's also hints of orange peel.
Yes, yes, and the raisin. I think that's a very signature flavor of Glenallachie.
Almost in the background, you're picking up treacle.
Yeah, yes, a little bit.
Toffee treacle. So that's a very kind of rapid journey in how to taste and nose.
Do you usually taste it with water or without water?
No, I would definitely taste it without water, because one of the things that we are proud of in Glenallachie is that anything that we put in the bottle, we don't think you need to add water to. It's comfortable to be in the palate.
It's like ready to drink after it sits like 20 minutes.
And it becomes a much more powerful taste experience. I mean, this is high strength 55. We think this does not need water.
Yes.
This is comfortable drinking, easy drinking. If you want to add water, fine, why not?
Fine, yeah.
But this will your palate will be perfectly comfortable with this.
Yes. So do you think yourself as a more innovative person or traditional person in the whiskey area?
It's very.
Or a combination?
I think it's a very good question, and the answer is an honest answer. Because we are a privately owned company, and because we have been lucky and privileged to acquire a distillery that had operated under the radar, we had a blank sheet to create things.
Yes, yes.
So I would say our team, not necessarily just me, but our team generally, both in terms of the product composition and indeed the marketing and all the other support things, I think we are innovative.
Yes.
But we are not restrained by having to protect a legacy brand like the big guys like Chivas and Johnny Walker.
Yes.
They have really important brand heritage to protect.
Yes.
We don't have these handcuffs.
Yes.
So we can be as creative as our minds and our senses tell us to be.
Yes. Because you're not restrained by anything.
We have no restraints.
Yes.
As I said earlier, we are lucky to be in the position where our ultimate objective is perfection. We are not constrained by having to have a quality that it has to be consistently adhered to.
Yes.
We were able to create our own story, and we continue to write that story.
Yes, I think maybe that's the charm of the Glenallachie. Like, there's a lot of things that you can do here.
We have no restraints. We're privately owned. We can do anything we want, frankly.